Hi, my name is Savannah Perry, and this was my second time going to Houston. So it was really neat to be able to see Brother Kim again and kind of know the area we were going to be at. And this year I got to do sports camp and help with cheerleading with Miss C. And we had some really great girls. And the second day, Lisa volunteered me to do the bridge illustration for the whole sports camp group. And that group was very, very crazy, and they didn't listen throughout the day. But as soon as they sat down and I started, they were all dead quiet. And they were listening to every word I was saying. And I asked if any of them knew who Adam and Eve were. A lot of them didn't. I asked them if they knew who Jesus was. And I got some girl who said he was the son of Moses. So that's as close as I got, because at least Moses was in the Bible. But, so these kids, it's crazy from teaching VBS here at Grace and hearing kids actually finish your lesson for the day, going to Houston and them really not knowing anything about Jesus or salvation or anything. So I had 5 minutes to do the bridge illustration, and I was very stressed, and I didn't get to every point that I wanted to. And when we got in the car, I was really discouraged, and I just prayed, and I said, God, please just use whatever I said today, whatever came out of my mouth, help the kids to at least understand, how much you love them and that you died for them. And so I was really discouraged, and I was hoping that I'd get a second chance. And then we did the block party that night, and I did face painting, and the table next to me was all the ones doing the salvation bracelets. And every kid who came to me for face painting had a bracelet, which was amazing to see. So I knew that they all had heard what I had said earlier in the bridge illustration again, but they did it one-on-one. And a lot of the girls I had in cheerleading, I asked them, I said, hey, I have the same bracelet. Can you explain to me the colors? And each and every one of them went from not knowing who Jesus was to being able to tell me each color on my bracelet and give the gospel presentation to me 6 hours later, or however, difference between the sports camp and block party. So it was amazing to see how God can take whatever we throw out there and that he can use all of us. And the whole team was there also sharing the gospel, and I was not the only one. So it was really amazing to see.
My name is Carissa Guillory, and there was 2 things that God showed me on this trip, and that'd be courage and teamwork. So this was my first time being away from home all on my own so long. And so I was very nervous at first, but I adjusted rather quickly. And before I went on the trip, I was praying for courage. Well, there was multiple times on this trip where I needed to use courage, so I got to strengthen that skill. As for teamwork, there was a lot of things that needed to get done, and there was big things and little things. And no one can get the big things done if the little things aren't done. So I did the little things so they could focus on the bigger things, so that they could be focused. I got to observe all the wonderful stuff that these people have been talking about, even though I didn't really get to participate that much in it. But it was so beautiful.
My name is Ashley Modest, and I went on this trip thinking that I'm gonna go serve and minister to others, but really whose life was changed was mine. This is my 3rd time I've been to Houston, and basically from the last time I went to Houston to this time, it's been a really rough road that I've been through, and I've been through a lot. And I think that I was really angry with God before going on this trip, and I really wanted to go back in February when it was first said, but kind of the few weeks leading up to the trip, I was I don't really want to go, I just don't even care, but everybody already sent me money, so might as well. I really saw this group and everybody just really live for Christ and really love God, and I really saw true Christianity, and any doubt I had about God is gone, because I went to Gospel Lakes and it was so beautiful up there, and there's no way that place could have been just happened. It was created, and the prayers that were answered the whole trip, I just really saw God work in my life. And so now I just feel that anger is gone, and I'm ready to live my life for God again. So yeah.
this was actually my second time going to Houston, and I felt like God has encouraged me more to doing more things. Like compared to what I was the first time I've been to Houston, I wasn't more engaging with the stuff, but I've been cleaning out the supply closet, helping out volleyball, sorting out clothing, helping out at sports camp, which was ball. I have been doing some drawings for Mr. Williams, and I felt like I was being more helpful, and I was so happy that he got to see me and other people that came last time, and I felt like he was like getting to know the new people. He was so glad they came too, and I felt like this trip has made me more socialized. I've been talking with people a lot. I've been talking with the kids a lot. They adore all the helpers there, and I love going on missions trips, and yeah.
Hi, my name is Sarah Barham. I actually did go on this missions trip. I know I'm not wearing a shirt. I learned a lot about myself and God, and I think one of the things that really stuck out to me is that I don't have to protect my own needs. My needs have already been met in Christ, and that played out in so many different ways throughout the week. Just in like the first day, I was exhausted because of the heat, not sleeping, and being surrounded by so many people. And that's a lot for me as a very introverted person. But God changed that radically. By the end of the week, I was seeking out people, and I was feeding off of their energy. And that just shows me that whatever I thought about myself is absolutely not true. And I love being in control of my own time and my own schedule, but God showed me that I don't need those things, that He's so much greater than whatever things that I try to grab onto. He's so much greater. And something that happened on Thursday gave me a lot of boldness. And Thursday was when we did VBS, and I was in charge of a bunch of crazy 8 to 10-year-olds who were not the most well-behaved. And I'm not the most authoritative figure either. During our Bible lesson, I was so scared that they'd just be running around acting crazy and not listening. And they were totally and completely silent. The entire 20 minutes, somehow they were able to concentrate on the Bible lesson for 20 minutes without barely saying a word or moving from their seats. After the lesson was over, they all just exploded, and half of them ran out the room and hid in the bathroom. And I'm just standing there like, what just happened? Whatever it was that was keeping them in their seats, it wasn't me, and that just showed me that whatever I do, it's not up to what I am doing. It's all God working through me.
So we'd like for you now